It's disgusting.
This is the After the Show podcast. It's where we get honest and real with yo ass. So sit back, relax, have a blast, because it's time for the After the Show podcast.
Yeah, hello, and welcome to the Monday KVJ After the Show podcast, wherever you might be. Shout out to Mark Farmer listening to us in the UK.
Farmer?
Fun stuff. Yeah, we got people from all over now, so keep spreading the word wherever you might be. Let people in your area. Yeah, check out this crazy show in America. KVJ. Easy to remember. Thank you so much for spreading the word. Appreciate it. Got a lot of emails here, kind of unpacking also our weekend. Virginia went down to Key West, celebrate the big old 5-0. Woo-hoo. Tore that up, had a good time. Husband chugged himself a beer with her son Rocco cheering him on. Quite an accomplishment. I know he's very proud. He was sending me the videos over the weekend. Love seeing that. Robert said, did you guys eat at DJ's Clam Shack on Duval Street? Best lobster rolls ever.
You know what? I tried to go, and the line was so long. I wanted to get a lobster roll. I was craving one, but I didn't have like 40 minutes to stand in that line.
Would you get some grouper instead?
We ended up getting some lobster sushi that wasn't that great.
Sounds awful.
Yeah.
I was very mad, but I just didn't have time to go stand in that line.
So that's what, rice and lobster and then what, just bullshit inside it?
They have it like rolled up, and then it's like seaweed, and yeah, you would hate it.
Yeah, that's a tough thing though. I'm that way with lines. I can't think of anything that is worth waiting in a line for.
Not outside.
Over 10 minutes.
The problem is it is Africa hot out there right now. And it's like, if you're not walking, and there was no breeze on Duval Street yesterday. It was just like stagnant. Mm-hmm. If you're not like going into a bar or restaurant, you're standing outside, and I can't do it. We didn't eat at that Blue Heaven. We went by, we had a drink, we talked to half the group that was there having breakfast, but we didn't sit and eat with them because it was so damn hot.
Right.
I can't eat runny eggs in the sun.
Mm-hmm. I wonder if they got good pizza places in the Keys.
We got Domino's.
That's bullshit, dog.
Yeah, there's nothing that I can't think right off the top of my head.
There was a Rager party, though. We had it delivered.
Domino's?
At midnight.
On a road trip? That's as bad as me doing Wendy's in Columbus.
There's not a lot of options at midnight, dog.
You're right. I'm sorry for judging. I take it back.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, good question. Pizza joints in the Keys.
I got to feed these people. The people that weren't on drugs were hungry.
Yeah, and then the people on drugs, they want to make sure that they keep their high.
That's what's most important.
The people on shrooms were like, nah, we're good. We don't need any pizza.
No, man, I'll take some more shrooms.
Jonathan said, Jaybird had mentioned how Virginia kept calling him a bitch for not taking his shot at the live show fast enough. I just want to say that Virginia isn't alone. I'm not sure if it's a Mexican thing, but in my family, if we see you behind on drinking slow, we get on your ass and call you out. I thought it was funny when I came across this old podcast clip of Virginia pouring Jaybird a big-ass shot.
You were getting a little bitter that I wasn't drinking as many as you were.
Well, I wanted my buddy.
I hear you. I wanted my buddy, too. Where did she go?
I was drinking your shots.
I had some, though.
I fell apart.
Yeah, in fact, on that, video did very well on our social media. Virginia dancing in the photo line after our live show last Saturday night. And Engineer Keith said, you guys are trying to figure out if the lady dancing with Virginia was coerced or voluntary. It was not only voluntary, but it was the lady's idea.
Okay.
It says here, Suits has the clip of it, so...
I think it was her idea, but then about 10 seconds into her and I dancing, I think she regretted it because she realized,
this isn't going great.
This bitch is drunk.
Real drunk.
It's just, she's grinding on the railing and she might fall.
And I'm looking at the video.
Yeah.
It is so bright in there.
It is. It's very bright, yeah.
It's the brightest.
Yeah.
It's like so not even the sun is close to setting.
You're not supposed to be that drunk with it that bright.
Okay, so you were coerced into that. That wasn't your idea. But you went with it.
I go with
You're
it.
not going to
looks-
say no to a good time.
It looks
Right.
like you're dancing on ice. Like you're afraid to slip. You're kind of, all right, let me shake it like it's warm.
Shake it like it's warm. I did that on the stage at Rick's too. Shook it like it was warm.
Nice.
Okay.
Did the whole, go up there, everybody sings happy birthday while I booty danced. And I think I showed my underwear by accident, but well, shit
Yeah,
happens.
It's Key West. We've seen a lot worse. Not a worry there. Corinne said, love you guys so much. Been listening since I was a kid with my mom, and she's since passed, but it feels so comforting to hear you guys every morning.
Aww.
She said, are you able to give some insight as to where you pull your upcoming events in South Florida? We do something similar, and I search on the Palm Beach County calendar of events, Google, Ticketmaster. Are there any other sources or websites you use? I normally utilize yours kind of as a cheat sheet. Thank you for that.
Kevin goes to a bunch of sites to put that together each and every week. So if you're getting it from him, you're getting a pretty comprehensive list.
Yeah, I go to different places. The Sun Sentinel, they have one that comes out, but it doesn't come out till Thursday. There's also one, Thrillist does one on what's going on. That's mainly Miami, but some Broward. I will then, the Brightline, oddly enough, they've sent out, because they're trying to get people to go to different cities.
Yes. So they're like, hey, go
Yeah.
try this.
Yeah, so on Thursdays, typically they send out an email letting you know some of the stuff that is going on. So every now and then I get something I didn't see anywhere else. I then go all the big sports teams. I check all their sites to see if they're in town, who they're playing. I then go to the big nightclubs, Live and 11 and things like that, because they'll always have some celebrity that's going to be there. I go to the comedy stores, and now there's only Miami and Dania. But I check on those individually. And then, yeah, same thing as you're doing. I'll do weekend events and things like that. Check the Florida Live Arena and Kaseya Center and stuff like
That
that.
comedy store or just whatever they're doing out in Wellington, I think it's going to be wickedly successful.
Yeah, I guess it would be interesting to see if they call it Palm Beach Improv again, if it's just kind of moving. I mean, you could, because it's still in Palm Beach County. Yeah, so that'll be a little while. It's probably going to be a good 18 months at least before that thing is up and cranking. So
It'd be
some
weird
time.
to have the Palm Beach Improv in Wellington. That would feel weird.
Yeah, but I just don't. You're not going to be plunking it downtown. Where's it going to go?
Maybe they can change the name, I mean. I know they're building it out west.
You think they should go Wellington Improv?
I don't know what it should be, but
Like Wellington and Wackadoos, something, Whoa.
Yeah.
the Funny Pony.
Something, yeah.
Well, they'll want to keep the improv part because that's part of their brand, and it's all the same owners.
The Wellington Wacky Improv.
Yeah. Yeah, so you don't like, even though Wellington's in Palm Beach County, still sticking with Palm Beach, Virginia?
I don't, because I think it's confusing. I think if you say Palm Beach Improv, it's got to be in West Palm Beach or Palm Beach.
But the Palm Beach Improv was always in West Palm Beach, not
right.
in Palm Beach.
That's okay. There's still Palm Beach in the name.
She's out of her mind.
I am out of my mind.
Okay, so yeah, we'll see what happens with that. But that's what I do, and honestly, it's a lot easier because it does take me a good bit of time to do that, and so it's just kind of a pain in the ass going to all that. So just get our e-blast. It's a lot easier and quicker, or go to kvjshow.com. The e-blast drops Friday at noon, and if you've ever signed up for that and it just didn't drop in your inbox, some people will mention that. Let me know, because I'm trying to go over that and make sure if you've ever put your email address in. There might be some glitch or something that's going on. I don't know what's happening.
And it also could go to your junk and your spam folder. Check that too, and then make sure that you're getting it. Mm-hmm. That happens to me sometimes. I'll sign up for something and I'll be like, "Where is it?" And it's in my junk box.
Sometimes you think you sent something. You're like, I know I sent that. I know I did. You're searching for it, and then you look in your drafts. You go, motherfucker, you didn't send that. It's in your drafts.
Remy had said, so it was like City Place, Rosemary Square dead. It's under refurbishments. It's not dead. I mean, there's still life and people are still around there, and there's places that are open. But both in downtown West Palm Beach and downtown at the Gardens is massively leveled right now, too.
Has Cheesecake finally fallen?
Cheesecake is still there, and I don't think it's going anywhere at downtown at the Gardens. The cheesecake in downtown West Palm is still up, but it's slated for death.
I haven't had cheesecake in a minute. Does that sound good today? A little fried macaroni and cheese balls?
I could fuck up some Cheesecake Factory.
Oh, you want to get some Cheesecake Factory?
I gotta drive to Wellington. That's where Rocco's camp is.
Oh, God.
So yeah, when I leave here, I got an hour of driving ahead of me.
But look at it this way. Maybe a positive. Do a different restaurant you normally don't do. Get some cool Wellington food. Bring it home.
I do have to drive right by the Canes.
That's what I'm talking about.
I should hit
Okay.
that Canes. You want me to bring you some Canes and cane sauce for tomorrow?
Oh, you know I can't fucking talk about that. Boy,
Oh,
chicken seafood.
sorry.
Phil's listening. You got to do them
Man.
like that.
Sorry.
I fucking.
They're the new fresh, sexy chicken on the block.
I got I got people I got to answer to.
Never mind. Fuck Canes. I hate you, Kane.
And I saw a lot of buds over the weekend. I was watching QB1, which is a TV show about high school quarterbacks. You know, my son's starting high school practice today, and so I was trying to get him in that mindset just to see kind of what it looks like because he has no idea what to expect.
This is his first day today.
Today is, yeah, I mean, he's had camp all throughout summer, which was a lot of conditioning. Last week was their Hell Week.
And he made it through Hell Week okay?
Yeah, he made it through. Yeah, and so he is, I guess he's second string quarterback.
Whoa.
So, yeah, he's QB2. So the show's about QB1.
It's
So-
okay. Tom Brady was QB2 too.
Yeah,
At
absolutely.
one point.
Yeah, I mean, he's only a
you
freshman.
gotta be 2 before you can be 1, bruh.
That's true. Yeah, so he's only a freshman. So I think he'll be the starter on the JV team for quarterback.
You want him to take some snaps. You want to give him some playing time.
Yeah, but he's never had the contact. He's only been playing that soft flag football.
Oh, he's gonna get his bell rocked.
Son, this is going to hurt a little bit. So
he's gonna be like, what the hell?
I was going to show
he's going to
that.
go, what the fuck?
There's a couple kids that were taking off on stretchers, and I'm like, oh, okay. I don't know if I'm encouraging him here to play this sport or.
Because I did this. I played flag football for a long time, and then I remember the first time I ever did tackle with big guys and no equipment on.
Yeah.
I never thought I would ever be the same again. This fucking guy, his name was Heath.
Yeah.
He drove
Some
me
of them
into
do.
the ground.
Yeah.
It was,
Yeah.
I got up like, oh, I don't want to play anymore. This
I'm
is awful.
done.
Yeah, but
No.
baseball.
I quit.
Right. When he was 5, we put Cannon in tackle in Palm Beach Gardens, and first game because it was 5th through 8-year-olds, 5 through 8-year-olds,
Which isn't really fair to have an 8-year-old tackling a 5-year-old.
and that was it. It was a massive 8-year-old
Come on.
destroyed Cannon on the first play, and he was just shell shocked, and he was crying. I'm like, this ain't gonna.
Is that Gardens?
It was Gardens. Yeah.
Why y'all got 8-year-olds tackling 5-year-olds?
Yeah, we
Gardens?
pulled him out. I'm like, he's not gonna do this.
Back in the day, back at Lake Park, we had a baseball league where you had 8-year-olds and 11-year-olds on the same team.
That's stupid.
It was stupid.
It's too much.
It
Yeah, I
was.
mean, kids at that age, they're just year by year, they're growing so much.
And there's such a difference between a 5-year-old and an 8-year-old in size.
There's-
And
yeah,
There's a huge difference in 8 and 11. Like 11, you're becoming a human.
I don't know anything about sports, but that's stupid.
It was
yeah,
stupid.
it was rough. So he hasn't done anything but flag since. So here he is, a 9th grader, and he's never done that kind of stuff. So just trying to kind of get him ready because I think the conditioning was pretty brutal. There were kids barfing all over the place, and he wasn't used to that either.
Thrown up in front of a bunch of people is always just very.
Yeah.
It's fine. I did it this weekend. You just shake it off and keep drinking.
So as we were watching QB1, I had to watch it on the Roku. I guess it's an app and it's a platform. And Buds ran every single commercial break. And it must have been an older ad because it's Philip from Buds. And it's them making the chicken and then he serves it at the end. But you can tell it's Philip that
Oh,
does
that's
it.
awesome.
Yeah. So like every 10 minutes I saw Philip from Buds. So it was all over the place.
That's cool. He was at our podcast.
Yeah, he was.
Yep. So what I was doing over the weekend, I was doing, I guess, bed rot. I honestly love my bed. The room I can get dark and cool, and especially in the summer, it's just nice. Our living room is just, we got, sliders and we don't have blinds on. It's just so bright, and it's a lot cozier to watch something on the TV we have in the bedroom, and I love it. So Panchita had sent this in about bed rot. And it's kind of a thing on TikTok right now because, it's a self-care thing. Everybody's got such crazy lives that go so fast and your week is so intense that at the end, a lot of people on TikTok, they're just laying in bed. And what's different is they're saying, give yourself an excuse. You're just trying to recuperate from a violent week of what you had to do, and it's a way to decompress and cope with the stressors of your everyday life. It's kind of like mental health and just relaxation. Look, I think the weekend's got to be that. For me now, I've got to at least have a day where I just chill.
Well, I think the key, too, and I'm guilty of it, too, I think if you're going to do that, if you're going to do bed rot, if you're going to watch a bunch of stuff, go in there and just surrender to the fact that I'm watching some TV. I'm going to do it guilt-free.
Right.
Fuck what anyone thinks.
A self-care Sunday.
Yeah, if you're going to do it, go in full gorilla and enjoy every minute of it.
You should.
Yeah.
Play hard, rest hard.
So, of course, there are people that are saying, oh, this isn't the best thing to do. Annie Miller, a licensed therapist and sleep specialist, says that bed rotting is one of the worst things you can do for your sleep. She says it's important to reserve your bed as a place only for sleep, and bed rotting disrupts this. She says no activities other than sleeping and sex should be done in bed. She says sitting in bed for extended periods of time is frequently associated with depression. A habit of lying in bed all day can indicate serious mental health problems. I'll tell you, I will do work in bed. I got, pillows prop me up, and I'll sit there and watch the TV, and it's cozy, and I feel like
pills or pillows?
Pillows that prop me up.
That's different than somebody who's just... I know what she's saying, and I agree with her to a certain point. I think you can go into that mode of doing nothing but just in your thoughts and rotting in bed.
Yeah, she means like actually staying in bed, though. You don't do that.
You're working on shit. That's different. Because that's how I do some of my work, too.
One day is not bed rot.
No, it's not. That's what I'm saying. Every
bed
day,
rot means like you're in the bed every day for a week, and you don't get out. You don't go to work. You don't go to school. You don't go to socialize. That's not you.
You're fucking up your life because of your bed rot.
One day is not bed rot. One day is healthy self-care. Stay your ass in bed. Get some delivery.
Well, when you got something, what I like, if I were laying there...
He just went, yeah.
I'm definitely doing self-care, self-help Monday.
If I were just laying there mindlessly watching mediocre television... I think I might get depressed, but we always have something that we want to watch. It's good. It's captivating. And I've done that where I've done the bed rotting. We're just, chill watching a show like QB1, and then I can go to bed and sleep the whole night and have no problem.
Yeah, because you get other shit done in your life.
Yeah, it doesn't affect me.
That's not real bed rot. She's talking about like days on end.
Well, what happens if you lay in bed like she's talking about? I've seen this happen with people in my personal life. They live in that area. They're not doing anything productive, and then they have a depression about being depressed. The more they lay in the bed, they get anxiety, and it's almost like a self-fulfilling prophecy.
I see that. And there are things where I need to feel like I'm accomplishing. Either I'm watching something that is intentional, or I'm, doing some work or something along those lines. Otherwise, I do feel the depression sinking in. She said, think couch rotting rather than bed rotting, where bed rotting is somewhat isolating. It says we need to all give ourselves some time to relax and just do it without judgment or guilt. And so that's the basic concept. So don't feel bad about that.
Totally.
And the one that needs to not do the judgments yourself.
Everybody should have balance. Go have fun, be outside, be with people, do things. But every once in a while, it's okay to stay in bed all day. Leave on your moo-moo and do nothing.
Oh, I'm gonna fuck up some lunch.
We know you will.
Something. I'm gonna do it in a moo-moo.
Will you send some pictures?
Do it in a moo-moo.
Send some pictures. Not of the food, of the moo-moo.
I personally like eating naked, but you gotta be alone for that.
Don't send those pictures. It's too much.
One thing I did do while I was bed rotting this weekend, I did watch the Black Mirror episode, Jonah's Awful. In fact, I got through the first episode of the new season and the second episode of the new season, and then I went back and watched that one episode that you had told me to watch.
Nosedive?
Yeah.
Did you like it?
It was really interesting. It was about your social score. It was great commentary on society today. It's this girl who's doing everything possible to keep elevating her social score, and she's going to a wedding just because it will boost her social score, and she's trying to hang out with other people that have a higher social score over a certain number. And there's so much of it that is real. My daughter Caitlin, her friend Justin that works DARE at the Hard Rock, they talk about how shamelessly they go through and they look at your social media And you get access to the club and different parts of it based on your social score.
Ooh,
The
that's
more,
fancy.
Yeah, the more followers you have. If you got nobody, then they're not going to put you in a great place. They want somebody who's going to be capturing video and photos of, the DJ and things like that to make it look cool. So if you don't have those kind of followers, you in the back, baby.
It comes right back down to high school popularity bullshit.
It felt very similar,
and it
yeah.
makes people feel bad if they're not, it's not everybody, but some kids or some people will try to be in the cool club and they can't do it.
It's another way that, you've kind of created this, cool kids, this niche, these cliques, all this kind of stuff, and the pressure that went on with it. And there's somebody that's in it that used to have a lot of followers in the social score that relieved themselves of that pressure, and they just seem so much happier in life.
Yeah, if you got into there's a part where she gets into a little spat with somebody, and people start watching the fight, and her social score starts to go down. I think of all the episodes, you would like that one.
She doesn't mind the low social score until she tries to go to the Hard Rock.
Yeah.
And then she's like, oh, crap.
Well, and it's interesting commentary on South Florida because there are pockets of South Florida. I mean, look, we got real people living in South Florida. Most of it is that way, but we've got those few pockets that it is. That's really the world of it. Around the clubs and around your high-end places and the brickles and the boats and all that kind of stuff. It's legitimately that way.
It lacks some soul and some spirit.
It does.
When you approach the world like that.
And it's tough. I think it would just suck your soul right out.
It does. It's all one big, large, fake party. It's going to be empty by the end of the...
And it's so fleeting, and you're always trying to maintain that status.
Is that living?
No, I wouldn't think so, because I think you would always have anxiety, right? About your numbers and about, I've created a new video, let's hope it catches on.
Yeah.
It'd actually be a very terrible way to go. Engineer Key said, without ruining too much of the episode, Joan is Awful is about quantum computing. And as we delve farther into quantum computing, we're going to have access to computers that can simulate reality much more accurately. So this episode is about the worst case scenario of a reality being simulated. It's somebody that goes home and they see a new show, in a sense, on Netflix, and it's called Joan is Awful, and her name is Joan, and it is somebody that has her exact unique hairstyle that's looking right back at her, and her fiance start watching it, and it's her exact day. And unfortunately, she did some things during that day that her fiance wouldn't like.
Oh.
And everything she does now is then immediately featured on this TV show.
Wasn't the X-Lax part weird?
That was weird. They went way over the top on that. It was, and
I didn't know what was going on. And I go, that was a weird way to go.
It was an odd delving into actors playing real people and what the real actors were doing, and it was kind of odd. It was a little bit out there. I guess I didn't know anything about this being quantum computing, and this was a thing. So obviously they have some pretty impressive nerds working on it.
Quantum computing sounds way too smart of a show for me.
Yeah, I don't think we...
Yeah.
Kardashians, Virginia.
There you go.
Yeah, the episode is about the worst case scenario of a reality being simulated, and it also raises ethical questions about turning off quantum computers that try to simulate reality. So that's what it was about.
It's all the stuff I've been talking about when robots having feelings and being, self-aware. If you have a robot living at your house that looks like a human, acts like a human, comes off with empathy, and really is very human-like, and then you kill that thing or shut it down because it's just a robot, people are going to have a problem with. People will get attached to the robots. They're going to get attached to robots just like they do to humans, and we're going to be living in a hybrid of robots and people, Kev.
Yeah, that's some of that sci-fi stuff that is not so fiction after all.
Kardashians?
They're going to play audio of me talking, the robots, damn it, from 30 years ago.
Yeah.
He knew it. He knew it was coming.
Yeah. So the question is, are we in a simulation is in a sense what it is. Matrix style stuff.
God, wouldn't that be fucked up if we were in a simulation? This is just a game or just an exercise. To us, it feels like a whole world.
The further we go into tech, the more you do have to wonder to be like, okay, what is real? What is not?
What is real?
Honestly, man, it's just everything.
We got aliens being, they're saying we got aliens, Virginia, kids dressing up as cats. It's getting fucking.
We got weights and fish.
We got weights and fish.
Weights and fish. Yeah, I had a lot of alien stuff dropping last week.
We did. We're living in a very alien time.
Oh my gosh, TikTok is so alien heavy right now.
Is it? I bet.
Everything that everybody's doing, they're like, oh my gosh, if the aliens do come, I want them to know about this store or this breakfast sandwich. Like, oh, the aliens would love this.
Wow.
Yeah, they need to.
Yeah.
It's alien heavy.
Well, the things that got admitted last week, that we have alien bodies and that people have been killed to cover it up.
Damn.
That's some next level shit.
That's
If
next
that's
level stuff.
true-
That's X-Files come to
Yeah.
life.
Who
And
they
that's-
killed? Are they saying that?
Well, you would have to
No
ask
specifics
yourself.
yet, but that's where he said, if we're going to talk more about this, we got to go to the skiff where you can actually have conversations with Congress and tell them stuff that will become and stay top secret.
Tell them stuff that we want to keep from the general public about the bad stuff that we've done with the government money they pay.
And,
Yeah.
and you have to go, well, why don't they want people to know? What's the reason?
Because they're evil.
Well, there might not
And
just
they've
be,
done evil things.
maybe there, and some people believe that there is some kind of a treaty deal or some kind of an understanding between the alien species and the powers that run
Yeah.
whatever, that they've got their own little agenda going on. They know
Yeah.
shit that we're not supposed to know, and that's going to fuck up the agenda. What that agenda is, I don't know.
Yeah. So it's fascinating stuff. I was the dinner that I had on Friday. It was with like physics teacher at Kim's school. He real smart dude, fascinating guy. But he kind of broke into that, and he told me about something I never heard called the Drake equation. I just said, "Do you think aliens are real?" He's like, "Yeah, it's mathematically basically been proven." There's this thing called the Drake equations.
Not the rapper.
That looks into how many other planets might have aliens on them, friendly planets around stars, and they have an equation that says, yeah, there's life.
Oh, I think there's so many different species out there.
Yeah.
Think about how big it is out there.
It's pretty big.
It's pretty fucking big.
In fact,
Virginia.
they have a number on it. They're like, yeah, there's going to be this many planets that have alien life on it.
How crazy is that? All different types of creatures.
Yeah. If you're a nerd, you want to do a deep dive on that. It's the Drake equation.
Oh, I have such a alien bone,
Alien boner on that.
bone piece right now.
Yeah.
My-
Look into it. Let me see. Got some other stuff here, including a nice little thing here. Virginia always has her stat about 9 out of 10 men. Kimberly had sent this in. 9 out of 10 times children get their awesomeness from their mother. True story. I don't know if that is really a true story, but it just seems nice.
Aw.
Yeah. Thought I'd throw that in there for you, Virginia.
It's just, dads do nothing. I think that's the message we can take.
you're gonna set some of these angry dads off, and then I'm gonna have to hear about it.
I
Yeah.
don't really think that.
Bird, you gotta shut off her
The
microphone.
whole thing about the Barbie dating test as to, finding out if a guy didn't like the Barbie movie and trashes it, he's basically undateable because he supports the patriarchy and he just doesn't get women. He will never want you to be independent, so do not date this guy.
She dug in real deep on that one. And I was even getting text messages from friends that like her. Like, what the fuck is she talking? Some of them were women.
I'm just telling you.
It does have its empowerment to it. There are a lot of people who are buying it, and look, it's doing great. 93 million second weekend.
Oh yeah, no, it's a beast.
If you've seen it and you hate it, maybe you should examine why you hate it. That's
That-
all I'm saying.
And all I'm saying is, I don't think that's a fair thing to do. That's some people just don't like movies because they don't like them. It's not because they don't want equality. You can
beginning-
want equality for women and absolutely champion women and still not like a movie, and it could just be them just not liking the movie.
But the whole message of it, and especially the part, you guys haven't seen it, but America Ferrara is so good in this movie, and she's kind of like discovering her own self-worth through Barbie and with Barbie, and it's kind of like they're doing the parallel thing. But she delivers this impassioned, amazing monologue that I think they should be doing. I just loved it.
So what I'm getting from it, there are some women out there that still feel social pressures to get married, have kids, continue that. And I saw today 1 out of 4 Gen Z are now like, I'm never going to have kids. 25% are saying, just not going to be for me. And maybe there's more of this thought that, I'm going to build me up, boost me up. My life is about taking care of myself and achieving the greatest heights I can. It's not all about looking to latch onto somebody. I'm going to find my self-worth from that.
I'm just not a big fan, especially when media does it, where it's got to be all or nothing. If you don't love this 100%, you are against, and that's just not. Life is full of nuance, baby.
Yeah.
Sometimes you can absolutely be for the great things of the world, the messages and all the causes, but you just don't like the movie, and it's just that simple. There's no agenda. There's no I want the patriarchy to be. There's just you didn't like the movie, and I don't like when people do that. I don't like when it's all or nothing, because you can have 3 different thoughts on a matter.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and so that was the overall gist, was that if a guy doesn't like it, undateable. Which guys are then firing back saying, okay, so I take them to an action movie and they don't like it, they're undateable.
I wouldn't go to an action movie, so I guess we're not going to work out.
Yeah, there you go.
If you try to take me to Fast and the Furious, I would just be furious.
And fast
You'd be
as
out
you
there
leave.
fast.
I'd be so fast.
Yeah,
You
I'd
ain't
be
getting
furious, I'd be out there fast.
no nookie for you. Bye.
Yeah. The other little interesting tidbit from the weekend is what up with Disney, man? The Haunted Mansion made $24.2 million. That's compared to Barbie at 93 and Oppenheimer at 46.2. Did they make a bad movie? Did they release it at the wrong time?
What is it about? Because I like movies like this.
I think it's supposed to be kind of a spoofy fun. I mean, they've got, I think, like, what, Tiffany Haddish in there. And they got, kind of more a comedy
Owen
cast.
Wilson's in it.
Yeah, it's a great cast. And so you would think it would do well and it'd be a fun movie. Maybe the expectations are just too high, but, $24.2 million. I mean, I think comedies typically do a little less than some of the dramas in the bigger movies.
And Barbie's eating all the available money.
But I would think that you would, if you're Disney, your expectations were higher than $24.2 million.
I think anything with Disney, you're expecting more than 25. It's a shitty opening week for Disney.
This is coming on the heels of how many flops that they've had, or at least disappointments, I guess you could say. Movies that didn't live up to the money they put into it and the expectations.
Yeah, they kind of got themselves into a little polarizing situation. I think some people are gonna trash Disney no matter what.
Yeah, I'm just
without
wondering
giving
if
it a chance.
that's truly it. Because look,
I'm not down with that either. Take it for
I'm aware
each.
of it.
Yeah,
I'm going to Disney World. I'm going to a Disney movie if it looks like I like it. I don't care about
if
that.
a movie's good, a movie's good.
Yeah, I ain't making any kind of political stance with that. I don't feel passionately about that. So yeah, I just wonder how. I mean, are that many people feeling that way? I don't think so. I'm just feeling like maybe Disney got a case of the yips right now.
Social media makes it.
Yeah,
it makes everyone appear that everyone's at so much war with each other.
Yeah, and I think
on
there
a
are people
different
who are
level.
rooting on Disney going through the yips, and they're happy and laughing about it. But yeah, it is just odd that they've hit this. Whatever it is that's going on with them. And some people say maybe it's that they're trying too hard to try to cram down social messages in it. And people are just like, I'm okay with that.
The movie has a 42 score on Rotten Tomatoes, 42%.
Is that critics or is that the audience? Because I never look at the critics score anymore. I always go with the people. Because critics are fucking douches, man.
Yeah. So did you see what that was, Virginia?
It just says Rotten Tomatoes, 42%. I feel like I would go see this movie because it looks like it could be great. The cast, Danny DeVito's in it. Tiffany Haddish is in it.
Go back up real quick, V.
Yeah, it's 86 is the audience score.
Okay.
42 is the critics.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's the critics.
Fuck them critics, man.
Yeah, so 86, that's not bad.
No,
No,
that's
that's
a good score.
good.
And I thought I'd heard some pretty good stuff. So, I mean, if it's a pretty decent movie that seems like fans like, did they just release it at the wrong time? Did
Maybe.
nobody tell them that, hey, this Barbie movie might be huge?
Stay away from Barbie.
Well,
You might
they
want to
ju-
give it a few weeks.
They went against two monsters, Barbie. Well, there was Barbie. There was
Oppenheimer.
And then I thought there was one other one that was kind of.
Sound of Freedom.
Oh, that was the other
It's still
one.
in the
It
top
is.
5.
Yeah.
And that thing's been out for a while.
Well, and, like KJ is commenting too, saying, you know what? Yeah, I mean, it could be a good movie, but I'm not going to run to a theater to see that. I'll watch it when it gets on Disney Plus, and maybe in a sense. And this is the hard thing about digital. Look, I mean, we got to deal with this. right now, where you have audiences on different platforms that you almost sometimes, we got the radio and an audience there. And, then we have the app and everything else, so you can listen to us, time delayed and all that stuff, that sometimes you bastardize your own audience and rip them apart in the ways that you don't want. And so maybe Disney cost themselves money at the box office by having people trained and download. Because I thought the Disney app was doing well. Or better, and I don't know, at some point.
They just turned Boba Fett into the biggest pussy Virginia.
Yeah. So maybe that's what it is. But it's definitely somebody's going to be having a very tough conversation in a boardroom today at Disney about what the hell's going on with them and the money on that, because I'm sure they really wanted that to do better than what it's making.
Not give a fuck? Like, we're Disney and fuck it, it's Monday. Get some Danishes in here. We'll
make we're Disney. We don't give a fuck about money. What?
Yeah, I don't think it works that way. Yeah,
it seems like they don't sometimes.
Well, they got stock market price issues. They got
shareholders.
Tenants. Yes, those people definitely care. So somebody's going to be yelling at somebody today. I know that. Oh, this is kind of interesting. You ever like when you find that somebody else could have gotten a part in a movie? They say that both Paul Giamatti and Philip Seymour Hoffman were offered the part of Michael Scott on The Office, but turned it down.
Huh.
Yeah, Steve Carell to me is the only person that could have played that role.
Probably worked out better.
I don't see. I really feel like he brought his own whimsy to that role. Something that was just built. He was designed to be Michael Scott.
It just fit. Yeah,
fit so great.
Yeah, I think so too. Paul Giamatti, you saw his pig vomit in the Howard Stern movie.
He was great.
That might have been similar to that role, but I just to your point, I don't think it would have been the same.
No way.
Yeah. Louis C.K., Bob Odenkirk, and even Rainn Wilson read for it too.
Bob Odenkirk, they did a part with him. He's in an episode later on, and he plays a Michael Scott, Steve Carell type. Mm-hmm. And he would have been the closest thing that could have got to Michael Scott, in my opinion. And I love Bob Odenkirk.
Yeah.
Steve Carell owned that role.
Okay.
It was him.
Yeah, he made it. Well, maybe Disney can look at McDonald's and feel a little bit better. McDonald's kind of riding high. They had a really good quarter last quarter, and they're thanking Grimace, bringing him back and having the Grimace Shake do so well, and Grimace's birthday that they did. And now McDonald's has unveiled plans for a new restaurant chain called Cosmix, COSMCS, which is based on an extraterrestrial mascot that was featured in ads in the late 80s and early 90s. Cosmic is a yellow-colored character who is part alien and part robot and craves McDonald's food. And they say the new spin-off chain of smaller restaurants is going to be tested in a few sites early next year. But it sounds like McDonald's is getting more back to the fun, just, okay, we're fast food. May not be great for you, but just come here and have a good time.
It's what we want from you.
I love all the old characters. They should totally do that. Bring back and make a McDonald's look exactly like it did back in like 1982.
Yeah.
With the Playland.
Yeah.
With the little characters.
I think people want escapism. They want fun. They want something that's comfortable. And, McDonald's, it's that kind of stuff. People went back to the old classics that they loved as kids because they wanted something that was nostalgic.
And fuck it, bring back Hamburglar and make him even a bigger dick. Have him just go all in on stealing hamburgers and shit.
Okay. Double down on it.
Yeah, well, you need little characters and storylines. I love it.
I do too.
So Disney, they're going to try something to get more people out there at Epcot. They thought the thing that's going to fix it is pickle milkshakes.
Pickle and milk?
That sounds fucking...
Pickle milkshake.
That sounds disgusting.
We think it's another Disney miss?
That's a miss.
Who's calling the shots at Disney?
That's an odd combination.
I don't like it. And sometimes pickle and sweet does go good together, but for some reason, that's going to be cold. That's a gnarly to me.
Pickle milkshake. Not cutting it. Gosh, yeah, I don't know. What the Disney? What the...
I can't believe people like that pickleback shot. People love that shot. That thing's fucking disgusting.
I like pickle on a lot of things. On chicken sandwiches. I like it on chicken sandwiches.
Yes, I love it on chicken sandwiches. I love it in salads.
Okay. Interesting. That works. Yeah, milkshake, I'm not so sure.
I do a very wet salad, though. you know it's real wet.
Oh, everything you do is wet.
Yeah, it's drenched.
My friend made some homemade pickles, and they're kind of spicy, but they're kind of sweet. Oh,
I bet you could make some good fried pickles here in the studio.
you bet your ass I could.
I don't. Do you think she could, Kev? I don't know if she could. Maybe not.
No, she couldn't.
It might be too challenging. Maybe, yeah, you know what? You don't have to make fried pickles. I don't think you probably couldn't do it.
Oh, I'm making them tomorrow. I'll show you.
Yes, I got her.
Pretty smart bird. Pretty smart bird. All right. Thanks for all the emails. Send them in to us, mail at kvjshow.com. Y'all enjoy your Monday. We'll talk to you later. Goodbye.